Right here on 66th Street in Broadway, between Main and Broadway.
Cuzzo gonna pull up.
City of the Trees 916, baby.
I don't got that. I got some
Seek TV. I'm about to get ready to do a very deep breakdown right quick on y'all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap into a high level breaking down the whole theme of the hood and why they even use this whole phrase and everything. You feel where I'm going with this? And what I want to talk about, when you understand it, first off, we already know the hood is nothing but obviously a concentration camp. You know what I mean? Zones. You get where I'm going with this? I'm going to tap into this in a minute. But when you pay attention to the aspect of the hood, when you know about the Messiah anyway, you know his hood is a symbol of righteousness. Now, what I'm going to delve into right quick, and I want to tap high into this as it's written in Matthew 9:20. When you're familiar about the woman who had a problem, an issue with her blood, remember that she touched the hem of the Messiah's garment and she was healed. You feel what I mean? She was seeking to be healed. So what I want to talk about is in the sense of when you understand about the aspect of God's people, when you know obviously they are God's image, and when you understand this is very serious, y'all, because the whole aspect of the hood, look at how all the talents and everything flourish in the hood. If you get where I'm going with this, and I want to tap into this right quick because when you understand that, what blew my mind about this, we already know hoodies and all of that go way back to ancient times. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go into like when it really got like branded, really branded, was by Champion. They were the ones who like really pushed the hoodie theme in the 1900s era. And when you understand that the people who created it, it was actually based out there in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Now, when you understand the name Salem anyway, all Salem means is what? Holy land. Do you get where I'm going? It means nothing but like the aspect of like holy Jerusalem. That's all it means. You get what I'm saying? A holy city of Jerusalem. And I'm going to delve deep into this because what I want to talk about too is when you understand Carolina. I'm going to do, like I said, I got more videos coming, y'all. But Carolina, when you understand Carol, all that breaks from is the aspect of carnation. You know what I mean? Like the Messiah, as it's written, word becomes flesh. You know what I'm saying? Messiah coming in flesh. So I'm going to delve deep into this because the people who created the whole Champion brand, guess what the name is? Abraham and William. Now remember I've been breaking down William meaning nothing but the I am that I am, the name of God, like the will of I am. You get what I mean? The will of God. That's on a simple way of saying it. And the person who helped them create it was Simon. Now, when you know about Simon, remember Simon is the one who helped the Messiah carry the cross in the scriptures. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? During the time of crucifixion. So you pay attention to that Abraham, even though we know this is whitewash right here, but Abraham, obviously the father of many nations, you know, who was given the covenant. You get what I'm saying? So all of this stuff comes together, man. Everything is all proving my point. And I'm gonna tap deep into this because what I want to talk about too, when you understand the whole aspect of the hood, and when you mention Timberland, you know what I mean? Timber, you know, as we already know, the Messiah is what? A carpenter. And everybody already know about the tree, you know, about the whole aspect of the things that was going on in during the time of you know what I mean, with the whole aspect with the race and everything of that nature. Yeah, I ain't really gonna delve into it too deep, but when you understand the whole aspect of the tree, you can look at it like that, but it's actually blasphemy because as it's written, the righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. Notice Timberlands is huge in the hood. You feel what I mean? And we already know it's obviously not righteousness, you know, being broadcasted on a high level. You get what I'm saying? Because it said good people will prosper like palm trees. Come on, man. We already know the legacy of the Timberland. How many people then got, you know, who have done so much crimes, etc., wearing the Timberlands, man. The energy that they push into to blaspheme the name and the robe of the Messiah, hint the whole aspect of the Issa album. I did a two-part breakdown on 21 Savage about what all of this, because I did a heavy breakdown on Issa. All it meant was nothing but Christ and the palm trees and how he got the cup of suffering and how the song Bank Account came out after Bankroll Fresh was allegedly dies. You know what I mean? Like I got all of that in the videos. You can check out my channel. I break that down. I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but just notice the blasphemy of the palm tree. Hint the whole aspect too of church's chicken. We already know you got all of this in the hood. And what do they use? They use a drive-through. Why do you think the drive-throughs is big in the hood, man? Because the drive-through is what? The carnation aspect of the Messiah word becoming flesh. The carnation. You feel what I mean? The drive-through. Hint the aspect of the church. The chicken and death of the chicken is a church, man. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing but sacrifice. You know, you get where I'm going with this in that sense. But when you understand that they make that an altar. You get what I'm saying? Unto what? Unto the fallen star. You see the star up there, Lucifer, the morning star, man. Hint Little Caesars too. That's a big proponent in the hood. Because when you understand Caesar, remember during the time of Rome, the whole world was under tax due to Caesar, Julius Caesar. Remember that. So I'm just gonna keep this thing flowing some more because all this stuff that they do to defile the road, the hood. We already know a hoodie anyway needs what? It needs a head. This is why the whole thing, they give us these fake leaders. You get what I'm saying? They give us all these fake leaders, man, because that's our heads. You know, they don't want the Messiah being in head. They don't want him. They don't want righteousness anywhere on this earth. You feel what I'm saying? Hint like when you understand the whole aspect of Thoth, and when you understand the whole theme of the Lewis. Remember, I've been breaking down about the Lewis of Freemasonry, which is like used to bring forth the stones. You get what I'm saying? To like raise the Messiah up as an aspect of being the head corner of the stone. But obviously the Illuminati Freemasons do not want this. So that's why you have the Illuminati pyramid. Like I've been breaking this down time and time again. Just trying to really get this instilled in you guys. It's heavy stuff, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm really trying to reach out to y'all on this level. But notice how like the headstone is not on the pyramid. You feel it's just the all-seeing eye. Because it's trying to say that they knocked the Messiah off from being the headstone and they came into power. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's so wicked, man. But when you understand that whole theme of the Thoth, the God of wisdom, hint the whole aspect of the sagging. Hint why Drake was like, you know, I do it all for a Louis belt. How all them say they'll do it for Louis belts. You know, they say he'll do it for a Louis belt. That's their way of them wanting to say that they can become empowered. You know what I mean? But like, you know how you see how sagging is obviously a custom in the hood, because when you understand this whole thing, when you understand about the Orion belt, you know, the AKA Louis belt, you know how they always try to say, notice how sagging is a custom. Because when you look at the Orion's belt, it connects to the pyramids, the headstone that the Illuminati want to knock off. But look at it, how he's connected to the pyramid headstone. Because when you understand Amos 5:8, as it's written, he who made the Pleiades and Orion, who turns midnight into dawn and darkens day and the night, who calls for the waters of the sea and pours them out over the face of the land, the Lord is his name. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why they make sagging a custom. And I'm going to delve deeper into this right quick. Because remember when I was talking about the aspect of the head, now I'm going to take it deep on y'all. Because when you look at, like, we already know about, a lot of people already know about the aspect, people didn't seen about the whole thing of the Dr. King, fake deaths, all of this stuff. You hint the 6 o'clock alleged death. But when you look at it, notice April 4th is the day that he dies, allegedly. April is the 4th month, and he dies on the 4th day. Hint, he dies in 68. 6 times 8 is 44. April 4th, that's 4, 4, and 6, 8. 8 times 6 is 44. Notice Fred Hampton dies a year later on the 4th day. Now I'm going to tap into this, and I want y'all to really pay attention to me on this, because when you understand the whole theme of the 44, all it represents is nothing. Remember, Obama is the 44th president. I'm going to get into him in a minute. But Obama is the 44th president. And when you understand the break your neck, remember that came out by Busta Rhymes back in what, the 90s, early 2000s, 90s? You see the 44 and you see the break your neck, you know, the Messiah. Remember how he's obviously he's the head, so they want to break the neck and they want to be the ones who are in power. And when you understand, remember the Wu-Tang had the song Protect Your Neck. You remember that song they had? It was called Protect Your Neck. And when you understand the Wu-Tang symbol anyway, it's nothing but the guillotine. Hence why they used to say they were called the killer bees. Because as it's written in Psalms that the Messiah's enemies encompass him like bees. You feel what I'm saying? But when you look at the 44 aspect, when you understand that, aspect is them trying to hijack the ark. Hence, why the Masons wear the bow tie and the ties and everything of that nature, because they want to behead the Messiah from being the head of the ark. That's what the whole 44 is about. So that's why they gave us these fake leaders, man, because what they want to do is they want to, like, you know what I mean? They want to literally have us without a head so that we can be just a body and paralyzed. Now, when you understand the hood too, what is popular, the barbershops. Now, if you remember the song by DMX, remember it was a party track, like a party, up in here party vibe. It was at the barbershop behind them, and they shot it at the barbershop. Same thing with Pop Smoke. Notice you got the barbershop with the next party aspect, because all the party represents is nothing but the Great Rebellion. You get what I'm saying? Hint the barbershop, because when you understand the barbershop, what does it represent? The Messiah hair is as wool. You know what I mean? They want to chop the hair off, take away the strength. Because when you're familiar with scripture too, remember David had his soldiers, and what happened? You remember they shaved half their beard and they sent them away. Remember David said, "Don't come back until your beard is grown." And when everybody know about the story of Samson, what does Samson has? Remember they cut his hair. Remember that. So what I want to talk about too, another aspect of the hood is what? The gas station. You feel what I'm saying? And when you understand the gas station, hint the whole theme of that, because that's a big proponent in the hood. And when you know about gas anyway, is what? The oil. You know what I mean? The Christ oil. The aspect of the christening, the aspect of, you know what I mean, the anointing. You know what I'm saying? Notice why you use it for the car. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need to do a video on that. I'm gonna do a video soon. But notice that's a big theme in the hood, the corner store. And as it's written anyway, the Messiah is what? The head corner. You know what I mean? This is why when William O'Neal, for those who know about the story anyway, with Fred Hampton, the Black Panthers, remember William O'Neal had got a gas station. Remember that? After the situation. And then he allegedly dies the day of Dr. King Day, when Dr. King first got a holiday. What was it, in the 80s? You know what I'm saying? And remember, I've been already talking about it anyway, about Exodus 3:14, about William, aka the will of I am that I am. You know what I mean? That's why they had to have that whole theme set up with William O'Neal. It was all just it's all just a big ritual before our eyes. It was just fit for the times back then. But what I want to talk about too, I'm going to take this deep right quick. Notice the rat aspect. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to me. Hint why Tekashi 6ix9ine is called the rat. Now, when you understand the rat anyway, and when you understand how the Most High works, the Most High is of truth. You get what I'm saying? The Most High represents light and truth. You feel what I mean? So when you understand the rainbow color, you know what I mean? With Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rainbow hair, the rainbow, when you understand about the Noah's Ark, remember that was the promise of the Most High, that he would not destroy the earth again by flood. So he gave the rainbow. You get what I'm saying? Now, when you understand the whole aspect of the rainbow, that represents nothing but covenant and protection. This is why they say that, Tekashi 6ix9ine, they got this whole character where he's like obviously fed, you know what I'm saying, and how he's a rat. Because when you understand what the rat does, when you understand a rat's purpose on earth, the rat literally helps, keep life going by, planting seeds and everything, and keeping everything else flowing. It's food. It's an abundance. It's food for, snakes, whatever you want, all different kind of animals. And when you understand it, it like helps keep the earth foundation going, just like the rabbit. You know what I'm saying? And when you understand the rat, that's why they make the rat look like it's so wicked and so weak, because when you understand this, remember Mickey Mouse used to drive the boat, aka the Ark of the Covenant. You get what I'm saying? And remember, I was talking about that earlier, the Ark of the Covenant, to break your neck. You know what I mean? Because when you connect these dots and you understand everything that's going on, it's all in your face. You feel me? It's all in your face. So when you understand this too, remember Master Splinter was a wise rat. Remember, he was the rat. You know what I'm saying? And he was the one who enabled the turtles, the Ninja Turtles. Because when you understand the turtles anyway, that ain't nothing but the turtle dove, aka Holy Spirit. Hence why the rat was the master and the teacher, the great teacher. You feel what I'm saying? And I want to really talk about this, because if you remember Ratatouille, on a Disney Pixar. Remember, he helped teach the Italian how to cook. You know what I'm saying? He was a great cook, and when you know about cook anyway, that don't mean nothing but like the chefing represent nothing but the aspect of the nurturing, aka fruits of the spirit. You know what I mean? The bread of life, the water, the nurturing, the wine, all of that is of the spirit of the Messiah. You get what I'm saying? The whole theme of the rat. That's why they like to trap the rat. Hence why you got the trap, the prison, and everything like that. You get what I'm saying? Because that's their way of trying to like do the rat trap. You know what I mean? It's all. This is why it's called loyalty when you don't speak truth. This is how they do these. Hence why it's called the G code. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? The G code. Because when you understand the G code, just to get right to the point of this, is all for Freemasonry. The whole aspect of moving in silence. You see what I'm saying? The whole theme of all the celebrities, how they, you know, cover their mouths and everything like that, doing a shush. That's all G code. You feel what I'm saying? That's all G code. And I'm going to tap into this some more right quick, because what I want to talk about, notice why Bobby Shmurda and Tekashi 6ix9ine got out not too far apart from each other. And notice why Bobby Shmurda, you know, they say he wasn't a rat. So they, you know, they praised him. He got a homecoming event at the Rolling Loud. He got the cryptocurrency power event. Because when you understand that whole thing, when you understand cryptocurrency is nothing but digital money. You feel what I'm saying? So when you understand the digital money, which is so deep, is because all that represents is like the store that the heavens, you know, your treasures being stored in heaven, the heavenly mansions, you know, inheriting the kingdom. That's why they got it set up like this, because the Masons are now saying that they're inheriting the kingdom, because when you understand the, as it's written anyway, remember how the Most High said that it's easier for a camel to enter to an eye of a needle than a rich man into the kingdom of heaven? That's why the Masons do the camel walk, because they're trying to say that they're inheriting their kingdom on earth. They're becoming powerful on earth. You get what I'm saying? All this stuff comes together, y'all, and there's no way around it. Hence why Tekashi 6ix9ine uses the 6ix9ine anyway, because when you understand the 6ix9ine, all that represents is nothing but the Cancer, aka the crab, which is nothing but the arms of heaven. You feel where I'm going with this? This stuff is that deep. The Fisher of Men, aka Messiah. This is why Tekashi 6ix9ine had the song Billy. And you already know about the aspect of the Billies and all of that anyway. But I'm just saying, when they do the Billy aspect in this whole thing, all Billy is short for is William, which don't do nothing but go back to what I was talking about earlier. The will of I am that I am. Exodus 3:14 that I was reading earlier. You feel where I'm going with this? And it's all in our face. The blasphemy is insane, man. There's no way around it. You feel what I'm saying? There's no way around it. And what I want to talk about too, hint the police sirens. Hint the whole aspect of the police sirens. The police, you know, patrolling the hoods. Because when you understand the police, all that represents, even though we already know it's all masonry, but like in the code, it all represents nothing but the law of God. Do you feel what I'm saying? The law of the Most High. Hence why they use blue and red sirens, because all blue and red represents the brain, the brainstem, and the spinal cord, which controls everything. And the blue is nothing but like the nerves, aka everything that receives for the body to react. You feel what I'm saying? How all this stuff comes together of how they attack us. You get what I mean? It's deep stuff, man. And when you understand the black anyway, the whole aspect of the black is the female. You know, the female is like the aspect of the darkness, and then the yang is the white, aka the light, the sun and moon. You get what I'm saying? And this is why they use it anyway, because like the female is nothing but like the moon anyway. So when you understand scripture as it's written, the moon, as it's written anyway, that the moon is nothing but a faithful witness in heaven. You feel what I'm saying? We already know why they use the whole black agenda anyway, because the black represents the female. This is why they plant everything in our community. It's like them fertilizing the egg of the female. You get what I'm saying? How everything comes together. All their agendas is used in the black community. Hint the whole theme of the melanin anyway. The melanin is what? It's carbons. It's carbonated, aka stardust. Come on, y'all. This is why Satan uses the stars. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like you're basically like becoming becoming the constellation for his kingdom, for the world that he built. Hint Deuteronomy 28, as it's written in 62, ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, but because thou did not obey the voice of the Lord thy God, you shall be few in number. You get what I'm saying? How they literally try to do all of these tactics, and it's not even it's our own that are doing it. That's what pisses me off. You know what I mean? It's like your own people. That's why I said all people. And one for anyway, you have nations who are scattered among the true Jews, but at the same time, the ones who are working, anyway, who are ancient, who are continuing the methods going on to create more stumbling blocks. But at the same time, too, you have those who work, hand in hand. And brother, this stuff is a brotherhood, man. This ain't no joke. You know what I mean? That's why I said it's important to understand what the true Exodus is. With with the true Jews, Israel waking up, the so-called Negroes and the nations cleaving and everyone coming in one, you know what I mean? In a sense of like Israel coming into rulership and ruling in righteousness, and the nations cleave, man. That's the true one world order. Everything is righteous, everything is in balance. As it's written, everyone shall worship the Most High. You feel what I'm saying? That's why they use the black-white schemes to try to keep their kingdom pushed. You know what I mean? Yet they're united, yet you fighting each other. Come on, man. Hint William Barber. I actually met this guy a little while back. I was actually interviewing him years ago, like probably 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, that guy, listen to that. The Barber of William, man. Hint, like I was talking about the hair aspect, the barber, taking away the strength. And what I want to talk about right quick too is if you remember the 70s, remember the 70s was the pimp era. Now, when you understand the whole aspect of the pimp, remember you had what? You had the pimp cane. And that's all to literally defile the rod of the Messiah. Hence why you got the clubs, man, where you go get wild at the club. Come on, yo. All you do is go to the club, and things of that nature, all to defile the rod of the Messiah. Because when you understand the 80s era, remember you had the crack cocaine come in, and the AIDS and all of this stuff attacked the blood. Because as it's written anyway, that the blood shall be you shall be saved through the blood of the Messiah. Now, when you understand the whole thing with that, what I want to elaborate on right quick with the whole aspect of the blood, with the crack cocaine, all of that is so deep because we got to understand that the Babel Tower, remember the days of old with the one world order, remember the Babel Tower is being built right before our eyes through imagination of men. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the whole theme of that, as you know, the crack cocaine, remember Moses cracked the rock. You feel what I'm saying? This is why all that had to happen after Dr. King. The whole ripple effect, the death of the king, and then the throne is up for the taking. Hint, the pimp came. You feel what I'm saying? In the 70s. But when you pay attention to that, which literally got me thinking, is like how, like, you know what I mean? Like I was saying, you defiled with the club aspect, the club, the cane, the rod. But going into the theme of that anyway, with the whole theme, which got me thinking, is how you literally got, how Moses cracked the rock, and that's what prevented him from reaching the promised land. That's why the 80s, they did the crack rock. So they can say that they don't want us reaching the promised land. They ain't want us Exodus. So they like, what we about to do? That's why in the 80s too, they created what? The Microsoft and the Apple in the 1980s. Because what did that create? That created nothing but the cloud, aka, the iCloud aspect. Because as it's written in Revelation 1:7, the Messiah should come through the cloud, man. You feel what I'm saying? This is what I want to tap into right quick. When you understand the whole theme of like how Obama and everything, the Democrats push the weed so heavy because they use it as a gateway. You feel what I'm saying? And when you understand that whole theme of that, when you understand the whole theme of like the god of vegetation, aka Dionysus, which is nothing but like the whole theme of like the panther. You know what I mean? The Black Panther, themes of that nature. You feel where I'm going with this? And what he was a god of vegetation, a god of wild rituals and things of that nature, a god of rituals. And what had happened is like the whole theme of the vegetation. Notice why Obama pushed the weed so strong in the 2012 time frame. You know what I'm saying? And when you understand that too, remember Medusa. That's why you say I'm a stoner. Remember Medusa would stone you. You get where I'm going with this. This stuff is that real, man. How they literally how they literally push these narratives. Because if you remember the video from the weekend called Too Late, you see the girls wearing green with their faces wrapped up, because that represented them coming into their new body. You feel what I'm saying? And you see how they found the weekend. You see how they found the weekend's head. You see what I mean right here? And what's so deep about that is they gave him a new body. You know what I mean? Did a breakdown on this, but they had killed the man, and they gave the weekend a new head, a new body, so he could come back to life, because that represented nothing but the energy of the Dionysus. That's why they've been pushing it so strong, because they want to they want to push, especially with the whole thing of the dispensaries. You know what I mean? And everything being like GMO, they're like trying to push that energy, that gateway into establishing their kingdom, of ritualistic madness. I had to really cover that right quick. And when you understand it too, like, not trying to be funny, but when you know about booty, that's why that's pushed so heavy in the community as well. Like defiling the woman and everything, because all that represents is like, remember going back to the pimp cane, aka spiritual fornication, which is like to break the marriage, and so the Most High would divorce you, you know what I'm saying? In a sense of him, not being married unto you. You get what I mean? Because I had actually did a breakdown too on the TV show called Full House. And if you remember the show, this was the only one from the 90s to get a reboot. And like I was breaking down how the guy on there, he was a widow. The father was a widow. And remember, later on down the line, like later on down the line, they had a Fuller House where the daughter was a widow. You know what I'm saying? Because that represented nothing but the whole aspect of like the Most High being divorced from you spiritually. And then later on, when the Fuller House came back with the daughters, like in 2010, 2012, I think, or something in that time frame, 2010s. Remember, they had the Fuller House, and that's when the daughter was a widow with kids. This stuff is that psychological, how deep this stuff goes. And what I want to talk about, going back to the booty aspect, is them it representing nothing but like the valuable goods being taken by force. Valuable goods being obtained, which represent, as it's written anyway, that the Most High's people are as a treasure unto him. You get how deep this stuff goes. This is why on the song, the box, the women, you had all the booty out, and you had them, walking around with boxes, because that represented nothing but them building the Illuminati pyramid, the stone. Hint why in the hood you say the block. You get what I'm saying? This stuff is that real, man. You hustle on a corner. Come on, the corners, aka of the block, the Illuminati, the Babel Tower, the Illuminati pyramid. And notice how you kill for a chain in the hood, because the chain is nothing but the whole aspect of, like, as it's written in Matthew. It'd be easier for basically, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he would drown in the depth of the sea, aka the lake of fire. Hence why Obama was putting medals, on everyone's neck. That's like the whole aspect of the chain, the Masonic chain, the whole theme of like practically, trying to say that you're like blaspheming the Most High's, you know what I mean, theme of being yoked. This stuff is that real, man, and it's no joke. Being equally yoked, but the whole thing was to literally defile the whole aspect of the chain. Like, that's why you got two chains and all of these things, because it's literally to defile, the Messiah. Because when you understand the chain anyway, when you understand the bicycle, I'm gonna delve into that right quick. The bicycle, you obviously use the chain to go. You get where I'm going with this. So when you understand the bicycle is like the cycles of life. You get what I mean? Like the Messiah, returning for his people, the cycles of life, returning for his people. And that stuff it's that real, man, how they do this stuff. And it's all about who got the eyes to see and ears to hear. And what I want to talk about right quick too, we already know about the whole aspect of the gangs. You know what I mean? And you remember during the time of Matthew, during the time it was called the Sanhedrin, where the Messiah would like basically he faced the Sanhedrin, like the law of the Pharisees, and they actually beat him up. You know what I'm saying? Before declaring he was the Son of God. And when you understand that whole thing of like the gang initiation, that's where all that stuff comes from, man. The aspect of being beat up, beaten too. You know you get where I'm going with this. Like it's that real, man. Hence soulmating. That's why they created the condoms. You feel what I mean? Because the condom, aka rubber, prevent electricity. What did I say earlier? When you understand the whole aspect of melanin, it's nothing but stardust, carbonated energy, electricity. That's why they created the condom to prevent electricity. You get where I'm going with this? To prevent the flow of soulmate, and they want you just flesh. It's that real how deep this stuff goes, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm really gonna actually do another video soon. I just really want to just touch on a lot of different aspects in this. But thank you for watching Hide and Seek TV. Much more is coming. Peace.